A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everyone, welcome back to A+ English. I'm Pat.
I'm Chickling.
And we're on day 2 of our article about graphic organizers. So we looked at a couple yesterday, we've got some more today, but our warm-up question is, which class or subject do you use graphic organizers the most in? Now, of course, for us, it's did. You know, we changed the tense. Which subject or class did we use a lot of graphic organizers in?
I think it was always geography and history class that I used these organizers in.
Okay. Yeah, history would have been one, science the other. Because for me, with science, there was so many different facts, but a lot of them had like relationships between them. And
biography especially, right?
Biology, yeah.
Oh, sorry,
and some
the biology.
chemistries and like for a process like, okay, how do plants turn like sunlight into energy, that kind of stuff.
And for chemistry, you have so many elements to
Right, yes. So a bit of graphic organizer for that does help you remember things a bit more because you can use different colors. Okay, so this goes here and this does here and this moves here and does that. That kind of thing. So yeah, history, yes, but also quite a lot in my science subjects.
Okay.
All right, well, that is us. What about you guys? What do you think you would use a graphic organizer for? And what others can we use? Let's read through today's article and learn about a couple more.
Drawing helps learning. Use these graphic organizers. Warm-up question. Which class or subject do you use graphic organizers the most in?
Venn diagram. A Venn diagram graphic organizer helps you compare and contrast things. Draw 2 or more circles and overlap them to show things in common. The other parts of the circles can show differences. This is useful for finding connections between things.
So we're going to start with one today that is called a Venn diagram.
Venn diagram 有两个法，有一个维恩图或者是文氏图。
Okay, a Venn diagram, says the article, a Venn diagram graphic organizer helps you compare and contrast things. So to explain this, what do we mean by comparing and contrasting?
比较，然后去相比彼此两个不一样的东西。
And you're just saying, okay, what are these two things have in common? What's similar, but what's different? What kind of things do we often compare and contrast?
Types of sports?
Yeah,
or
that's a good
types
one.
of board games?
Yeah,
we have
2 movies, something like that, you know, or the movie and the book that it was based on, and you see, you know, what's the same, what's different, that kind of thing. You know, 2 Iron Man, Captain America, that you could do it with anything really, as long as they're reasonably similar. If they're completely different, you can't. Okay, how do we compare chicken to an orange? Now, there's not so many things, you know, bright colors maybe, but that's about it. You know, there's not real basis for comparison. So it's talking about looking at 2 fairly similar things to see what's different and what is the same. But how do you do it? The article says, draw 2 or more circles and overlap them to show things in common. So you've kind of got one circle, but they've got a bit in the middle where it's both circles.
Oh, okay.
The article says the other parts of the circles can show differences. So the middle bit is for the things in common, the other sides are for the things that are different. The article says this is useful for finding connections between things. Okay, so we could, for example, take the two of us.
Okay.
If we put a Venn diagram of you and I, what things would we have in the the overlapping bit? What have we got in common?
I think we like movies.
Yeah, that would be one.
And we like reading. No. You like reading, I don't.
Well, our job.
I'm on the right side, you're on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the other parts of the circles, like reading, prefer music. You know, we have different our jobs are going to be in the overlapping part. We both work here.
Okay, yeah. And both of us are, we have white skin.
Yeah, okay, guilty, yes. We have palish kind of skin. Lightish kind of hair.
I was going to say blonde, but I'm like,
I was once. Now it's just white,
Both.
silver, grey, whatever. But then, creative passion.
Oh, yeah, creative
singing,
passion.
writing is in
so
common.
artist.
Yeah, he's a type of artist.
In overlapping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, there's plenty of other things that we'd put in the other sides as well, but there you can see how it works. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at our fourth and final graphic organizer.
Tree diagram. A tree diagram can help you organize your ideas and understand topics better. It breaks big ideas into smaller parts, like branches on a tree. Each branch shows a different part. Keep breaking down the parts to show more details. Graphic organizers can make difficult topics easier to understand. They can also help you remember important things. Tools like these can help you learn in new ways.
Welcome back, everybody. So our final graphic organizer is the tree diagram.
Oh, 是树状图.
Okay.
My favorite one.
And the article says, a tree diagram can help you organize your ideas and understand topics better. So before we actually get into how it works and what it looks like, let's just talk about trees.
Okay.
Do we like trees?
I do. But you know, there's so many slugs in the trees.
Oh, you don't kind of like the bugs and other insects up there?
No, but I really do like trees.
Did you used to climb them when you were a kid?
I tried, but you know, I saw a slug, so I backed out.
Okay. I was quite lucky. My family had a fairly decent sized garden, and it had 3 willow trees, 2 of which you could climb up reasonably well.
Wow.
2 cherry trees, 1 of which you could definitely climb up. You kind of needed a bit of help, like we had a ladder, like a rope ladder on the tree, but we could get up there, and you could sit up in the tree. You could.
Did you get scared?
No.
Because it was so high.
It's not that high.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't super high. But yeah, that was, and if you went to a park, you go, okay, is there any trees I can see if I can swing up into? There was a park across the road where there was a huge, big, fallen tree that you could kind of climb up the sides and sit on.
You can build a treehouse in there?
It was on its side, so that one you couldn't have done. But there was another tree where you could pick up the nut parts, the seeds, and use them to... It's a game called Conkers. You kind of fight with these seeds.
Oh, okay.
Long story. But anyway, let's get back to the tree diagram. The article says the tree diagram, breaks big ideas into smaller parts, like branches on a tree. And the article goes on, each branch shows a different part. And so, so you've got the thing in the middle, you've got the branch sticking out, but it doesn't just have to stop with there. You can keep going, really. The article says keep breaking down the parts to show more details. So you've got your tree, first 5 branches, then this branch might have 2 more branches. And it kind of all divides it up, okay? Do you think we could figure out an example here? Suppose you just took a book, doesn't matter which book, a book. What would be some of the first branches?
Oh, I think I can I can make a music note
do it with
tree.
music, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe from the very top, we can have a whole note.
Okay.
And then we break it down to 2 branches, and we will have a half note here on the left, and also a half note on the right. So we have 2 branches down here for half notes.
Okay.
And then we can break them down again into 4 eighth notes.
Ooh.
Yeah, 然后 for eighth notes, we keep breaking them down to 16 notes.
I'm learning. a lot here.
Oh, are you learning?
Yes,
所以全音
news
符、
to
半
me.
音符、8分音符、16分音符，一直分下来，分支。So you have so many branches. That's one example.
Yeah, or types of music, where it's like the tree is music, and then you've got like pop music, rock music.
Jazz.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
but then your jazz, you go, okay, so we've got like smooth jazz. We've got kind of, 1920s jazz, New Orleans jazz, electronic jazz, and it grows and it grows and it grows. Okay, let's carry on with the article. We're getting into the conclusion now. It says, graphic organizers can make difficult topics easier to understand. So that's a really good reason for using them. The article continues, they can also help you remember important things. In fact, just writing one of these graphic organizers, you're sort of using the information to build it. And the more you use it, you do something with it, the better it's going to stick in your head.
Right.
So that's a good reason for it. And we finish by saying tools like these can help you learn in new ways. Okay? So when you were studying, did you use any kind of tool like this when you were at school?
Like as I mentioned in yesterday's in yesterday's
Article.
Yeah, article. I used to draw.
You'd turn them into actual pictures?
Yeah, because I like drawing and painting, so I like to draw them out, and it really did help me memorize details in the book.
I used a lot of colors, different colors for
highlighters.
Highlight. I was more for underlining than highlighting.
Okay.
Underlining and using different color pens for different words, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
That sort of thing to remember. So yeah, colors helped, but even just the activity of turning like class stuff into notes would be half of the job done. And then when you read them later, you kind of like, okay, I remember actually the process of making these notes and learning all this stuff. So yeah, definitely a good idea. Now I'm going to hand over now to Chikalin to teach you all the word power words, magic box and more from this article, and I'll be back for our review time. See you shortly.
好啦，我们一开始看到的另外一个 graphic organizer 就是维恩图。这个图形呢，可以帮助你比较跟对比事物哦。那我们一开始出现的单字是 compare， 这边是当动词，是比较的意思。我们通常可以说比如说比较两个东西好了，我们可以说 compare A to B， 它就是比喻 A 就像 B 的意思。比如说 life， 我们的人生 is compared to a voyage， 就很像是航行，海上的航行一样。所以比较两者的相异处，我们通常后面接的介系词可以是 to 或者是 with。好，比如说 My problems seem pretty small compared with other people's。好，那它的名词呢就是 comparison， 它就是有相较、相比的意思。那我们来看另外一个句子 Jessica and James compared their notes from class and saw lots of differences. Jessica 跟 James 比较他们课堂上面的笔记，然后看到非常多不一样的地方。那我们刚刚讲的我们可以画两个嘛，或者是多个圆圈，并且去重叠这些圆圈来显示重叠这些地方共同点的意思。所以我们看到这个单词就是 draw， 它就是画图。那它的三态就是 draw, drew, drawn。那名词你画出来的那一幅画叫做 drawing。那这个字呢，除了当画图，还有吸引的意思。比如说 we can draw someone's eyes， 代表呢你要去 attract their attention， 去吸引注意力的意思。比如说 My eyes were drawn to the boy in the corner. He reminded me of my cousin. 我的目光被角落里面的男孩吸引了，让我想起我的堂弟。那么这个字啊 draw 很特别，它其实意思很多。那比如说平常我们拉窗帘，这个字也很常拿来当拉窗帘的这个动词。比如说 Can you draw the curtains apart？ 你可以把窗帘拉开吗？那我们再看另外一个句子哦。Jennifer was happy because her son drew a beautiful picture for her. Jennifer 超开心，因为她的儿子画了一张很漂亮的画给她。那我们最后一个图呢，就是树状图，所以分支出去嘛。所以可以帮你组织你的想法，你就可以更好去理解你要读书的这个主题哦。所以英文呢，这个 topic 就是主题或话题的意思。那么有争议性的主题，我们通常会说 controversial topic。所以比如说 it might be better to avoid such a controversial topic， 避免这样一个有争议性的话题可能会比较好一点。 然后另外一个句子哦，我们也是当主题或话题，主题的意思。Jenny's teacher told the students to write a paper on one of 3 topics. Jenny 的老师要学生从3个主题里面选一个来做报告，所以呢，树状图呢就可以把大想法分解成更小的部分，就像是树上的树枝一样。这个 branch 就是树枝嘛。那么当然，除了树枝，平常说分店啊、分行或者是一个公司分支出来的机构，都可以当成 branch。比如说 ，The bank recently opened a branch in France。这个银行最近在法国开设了一家分行。那这边都是名词哦，我们文章中跟我刚刚讲的。那当动词也可以当出发出新枝、长出新枝的意思。那如果是比较抽象，当然也可以代表去尝试新事物的感觉。比如说 ，The young tree is beginning to branch out。好，那这边就是指树枝长出来、长出新枝的意思哦，所以它意思可以有抽象跟实体的。OK， 那我们看另外一个句子。The leaves on the branch turned red and orange in the fall。树枝上的树叶呢，在秋天变成了红色跟橘色。所以每个分支显示不同的细节嘛，我们刚刚有提到，就是因为有分解它们。那么 break down 就是分解的意思。不过如果有机器故障或情绪崩溃，这个字也很常使用哦。For instance, our washing machine broke down yesterday and flooded the kitchen。那这边是指崩溃的意思。第二个句子接下来哦 ，She broke down in tears when she heard the news。当她听到消息就情绪崩溃了。OK， 所以今天单字蛮多的，大家多花时间练习哦。那我们赶快到今天的 review
time。Review
time.So for our review activity this time, we're going to do a Venn diagram. That's you can do these with like 3 things or 4 things if you want it, with lots of overlapping. We're going to stick with 2, and we're going to do Taiwan and the UK.
Cool.
All right, so let's find out what they have different and what they have in common. Let's start with what can we put in the what is in common? What's the same?
We all have people. That's so lame.
Yeah, I think we can go a little bit deeper than that. I'm going to start with, I mean, it's obvious, but it does affect a lot of stuff.
Island. Oh,
Island.
Yeah.
Because being an island does kind of affect the way that people there think. It affects a lot of things about travel and borders and stuff. So there's that. Anything else you think we have both in common?
Oh no, your country isn't surrounded by seas.
Well, it's an island.
It's an island.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Well, this one is especially true for people in Geelong, but rain.
Oh yeah.
Taiwan gets a lot of rain.
It does?
Yeah.
It never rains in Kaohsiung.
Okay, well, the UK also tends to get a lot of rain.
Yeah,
it's sort of reasonably famous for its bad weather. Okay, but if we're just sticking with weather, I think we could put kind of obvious.
Oh, hot and cold.
Hot and cold, yeah. Hot and cold, because while the UK does have warm summers, we certainly don't have warm winters, whereas Taiwan doesn't even really have a winter, not what we think of in the UK as one. You know, you're barely getting into autumn, really, for us.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Anything? What have we got in common or different?
I think we have different governmental systems.
Yeah, sure.
We have a president. You
I'm
guys.
going to put Prez for short. Okay. And we have I'm going to put PM.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. I mean, I suppose you could.
所以是我们是总统，然后英国是总理嘛。
Right. I mean, we also have a king, so stick that up at the top.
Queen.
We've got a king and queen, which Taiwan does not have. Okay. Good food.
You guys have good food too. Okay.
Don't be silly. The UK has a bit of a reputation.
That's a personal opinion.
Yeah, I think it's one that a lot of people might
But
share.
I actually tried one of you guys' Chinese restaurant in the UK.
Okay.
I was so shocked because I tried fried noodles, but it was so slimy. I just
Interesting. Okay.
Cool.
A lot of the kind of Chinese restaurants in the UK are probably more like Hong Kong style.
Oh, okay.
Because of the connection to Hong Kong. Okay, now we could go on and we could find a lot more examples if we dug deeper and thought about it. But that is basically how a Venn diagram works. So you can see we've got some things in common, a lot of stuff that's quite different. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. For A+ English, I'm Pat.
I'm Chickling.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Magic Box
花妈哦，最近发现浴室越来越脏，那个头发也不清，洗手台也不刷，家里的大家是把花妈当佣人吗？哎，我实在是气。There are 4 people living here. Each one takes a turn cleaning the bathroom. 家里面有4个人哦，大家要轮流打扫浴室啦。没想到那个橘子大逆不道，竟然想纠正我他说妈，你要说 everyone takes turns cleaning the bathroom 啊。到底是 each 还是 every 哪个才对？我要生气了哦！哎呀 ，each 跟 every 啊这2个字呢，中文我们都翻译为每一个怎么样这样的意思哦。那差别呢就在于呢 ，each 是指各自独立的每一个，而 every 呢则是有涵盖某一个范围的意思了。比方说呢，我们刚刚的例句 ，each one takes a turn cleaning the bathroom。跟我们另外一句呢 ，everyone takes turns cleaning the bathroom， 2个句子呢都对哦，但是呢，第一个例句的这个 each 呢是要强调团体里面的这个个体了，我们每一个都必须要打扫。那至于 every 的话呢，只是强调我们这个团体哦，我们家这个团体是这样子来打扫浴室的。我们呢可以再看一个例句了 ，Each child wrote a letter to Santa Claus。每一个小朋友呢都写信给这个圣诞老公公。我们呢也可以用 every 来造个句哦 ，Every child wrote a letter to Santa Claus。第一句呢，我们使用 each。指的呢是每一个小朋友都各自写了独特的信给圣诞老公公。那我们第2句的 every 呢，则是强调每一个小朋友都写了信了。另外一个差别呢是 each 呢，我们是指2个或是以上，而 every 呢，则是3个或是以上哦。所以呢，比方说像是我们说这个路的2旁 ，each side of the street。OK， 因为是2边，所以这时候呢，我们只能用 each， 不能够使用 every 咯。再来呢，我们要分别看一下 each 跟 every 的用法咯。every 比较单纯哦，形容每一个。例如呢 ，every child 每一个小朋友 ，every day 每一天等等哦。要特别注意的用法呢，是只有 every 可以搭配 almost 或是 nearly 这种程度有关的副词哦。这个呢，跟刚刚我们讲的 each 强调个人，而 every 强调群体有关系了。例如呢，我们可以说 almost every student in the room read this book， 几乎呢所有房间里的学生呢都有读过这本书哦。each 呢，因为强调的是每一个个体，强调的是个人，所以几乎这种呢表达的方式就只能够呢搭配强调群体的 every。each 跟 every 呢要特别留意它们语义上的差异，使用上的时候呢要特别小心咯。